Action.
Alright, so here I am standing as the leader of the opposition team. Regarding the motion, this House regrets the rise of teenagers, for example, Greta Thunberg and Malala Yousafzai at the forefront of social movements. But here I am standing as the opposition, which means we firmly support the rise of teenagers at the front of social movement. Alright, so assuming the government have not defined the motion and the words stated in the motion, I would like to define it myself. See, first of all, teenagers. Here we are basically talking about Gen Z, ones born through 1997 through 2012, which means the youngest right now in our current year of 2026 is 14 years old. And at the forefront means at the symbol, as the role model, the one who people remember most in social movements like climate movement and feminism, such as the context of the motion has stated itself. Alright, so background. As status quo, we see that the rise of social media continues to grow. We see loads of new social problems that we, as the new generation, are becoming more and more eager to address. And as a continuous response to those problems, we collectively have resorted to social movements to raise awareness to the public and also find solutions for ourselves to these very recent problems. And these problems and movements that we see rooted today actually are centered around the contradiction of our modern beliefs with what society has been led to normalizing all along. Okay, so for example here, let's say patriarchy in society. It's now being challenged with feminism and the need for equal rights for men and women, which is why the movement of feminism is becoming more and more relevant right now. That is why we as opposition fully support the rise of these teenage role models, because we firmly believe these recent problems are most suitably dealt by the new generation itself. Okay, so as counter mechanism, we propose a mechanism where we actually encourage these teens who are already being at the forefront and even encourage lots more other young people to be as vocal and as symbolic. And we will also put in education, added socialization about these serious matters, so our very own young teenagers will not be misled or in misbelief of these serious matters. Alright, so I will branch my arguments into two main arguments, which my first argument will be as simple as new problems equal new generation. Because these problems are new. Feminism and climate movements have only been around for so long, maybe only a few hundred years perhaps, and has only been more aware of just recently, which is exactly the time where us as Gen Z are becoming most active. Gen Z teenagers like you and me, Malala Yousafzai, are the ones running the world currently. And lots are already building lives of their own, and thus, of course, making them more relevant to be at the forefront. And I would like to clarify again about why more relevant, which will bring me into explaining two concepts of why they are most relevant. See, first of all, because teenagers will reel in much more empathy. It will bring more awareness when a teen is as the symbol, because people are going to be more emotionally moved when they see a vocal teen rather when they see a vocal adult. Adults voicing out their opinions it's already normalized. People see adults talking in front of the screens, advocating. It's already so normal. But teens, they don't get the opportunity that much. So when a teen is a role model for a movement, people give more acknowledgement. They give more recognition. They see that, oh, they have more value. Secondly, I say that they are most relevant because teens are more relatable to us as the new generation as well. Because the other younger people, when they see a teen as a role model, they will also think that the positive things that they are advocating are reachable, doable. When you see a teen your age doing things so great, you aspire to be as great as they are. You think that, oh, they can do this, so I can do that as well. Okay, so Which brings me to my second argument. Teens are capable enough to be a role model. We understand as opposition that the Gov's strongest point might be that being a role model or at the forefront is not safe for teens. Well, we as the opposition firmly think that they are wrong. If characters like Malala Yousafzai, Greta Thunberg, they already have been through a lot themselves. Malala Yousafzai, she basically had her body cut open and her organs fall out. And government assumes that she isn't capable of handling a little pressure, exposure to people? That's outrageous. What opposition is saying is that teens are already capable enough to understand the risks, the threats, and find solutions to analyze social problems of their own. And on the contrary, we actually believe teens are actually also the most productive age range. They're at the age where they are eager to explore and have lots of energy to voice it out. A little hate, a little exposure, that's fine. And lots of evidence around the world has shown that teens are becoming more and more capable and trusted even in the 90s. Our very own Raden Ajeng Kartini has power back in the old days a few years ago. How about now? With all the accessible information on the internet, teens are going to be way more durable and way more suitable for these movements. And in government's world, if not teens, then who else are going to be at the forefront? In government's world, they're going to regret teens in action. Who else will voice out their opinions? Adults? Imagine how raged our generation would be if adults are the one who get to be role models, when we, Gen Z, are actually the ones experiencing. Adults themselves, they won't even understand what we are going through because it's not them who are experiencing it, but it is us. And that is all I have to say as the leader of opposition. Thank you very much for listening.